you've done, Vlad. China's Xi Jinping, evil dictator number 1, and Vladimir Putin, evil dictator number 2, have been united in one thing, hating on these United States. Well, suck it, boys. With Putin's invasion of Ukraine creating a global united front against Moscow, Beijing is starting to feel the pressure. So is China going to regret playing Russian roulette? Let's get into it with tonight's party panel. Here they are. We've got attorney and author of How to Become a Federal Criminal. He's gotten me out of prison 4 times. It's Mike Chase. And we've got radio host, Democrat strategist, and Fox News contributor. She is in the City of Angels. Leslie Marshall is back, and Washington Examiner senior political columnist, American Enterprise Institute resident fellow, and he's our kind of fellow, Tim Carney is here. Welcome, everyone. So, Mike, I will start with you. China still very much wants Western money. And they, meaning China and Russia, released a statement in early February saying that our friendship is so close. We do everything together, and there's no bounds to how much we love each other and braid each other's hair. Is China starting to regret that coziness?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't live in the world of foreign policy. I live in the world of criminal law, but there's some similarities here. If you're looking at this the kind of way that you look at a criminal conspiracy, you don't get to say, hey, look, you know, I mean, I like everybody. I like the victim. I like these guys that were doing the hit. But I really have no blood on my hands here. It doesn't work that way. It's like a mob case. Look, if you are motivating the same ends that Russia is achieving, you're in bed with them. You're a co-conspirator. And so I think if you look at it in that way, China is acting as a criminal co-conspirator in this war, and they can't distance themselves from that. And that's exactly what we've seen play out over the last, I guess, couple of weeks in sort of saying, hey, hold off until after the Olympics.
All right, so that's a really good point. Leslie, you have brought up a great point about Russia and China only make up about 20% of the global economy, and that is not enough. Russia is not enough for China. Certainly they have a much larger economy, so at what point does China get sick of this? And, you know, if they are tarred by association, what do they do to put pressure on Putin to stop the nonsense and open up the markets again?
Well, you read my mind because I was going to bring that up again. The Western world is more than 50%. And look, when you look at China, something that the leader of China and the leader of Russia has in common is they love power, they love money. But China wants power not just in the sense of, you know, being able to, hit their chest like a gorilla. They want manufacturing power. They want to be the manufacturing kings of the world, and they were very much on their way to doing that. They're looking around Kennedy and they're seeing what is happening to Russia throughout the world. The Western world has turned their back on Russia. They're sending people back. They're stopping the financial system of Russia, and China is certainly afraid because China can't be king and #1 in manufacturing, and China can't make that money. So I think we're going to see that 180 come pretty quickly, and Vladimir Putin will be alone, and that will actually be a beginning of a victory, not just for the Ukrainian people, but for freedom and for the world.
That's interesting. So, Tim, let me ask you, because, you know, Leslie brings up an interesting point. Who is the force that is affected most by the sanctions that can get to Putin fastest? Is it the oligarchs who have enriched themselves because of their Russian cronyism? Or is it China that provides so much, including, you know, this massive remaining market for their energy?
I really think, I mean, so China's going to be pretty upset, just like the oligarchs. The oligarchs are losing their yachts, I assume. And China's like the idea that the West, especially America, has just turned the other cheek. I mean, turned a blind eye, turned away from the genocide, turned away from the censorship, turned away from all of the oppression. And we kind of turned a blind eye to what Russia was doing for the most part, even their invasion of Crimea. And now sort of the West has woken up. So that's not good for China. I think, though, if we want looking for some good outcome, how does this end? The oligarchs doing a coup and then some corrupt oligarch who's happy to just steal all the money from the state might be the best possible outcome for the U.S. Get somebody who doesn't have Vlad's like imperial mindset, but just wants a ton of money in a gold toilet. So the oligarchs might be our hope. The more corrupt, the more banal, the more venal, the better.
Yeah. they are pretty agnostic, and I think they're out for themselves. So we just have to find the person who's most out for himself, who can help us unseat Putin from the golden toilet. And if there is civil asset forfeiture and they're taking the yachts, I will gladly buy one at one of those bargain basement sales. That sounds fantastic. I would love a yacht. All right, party panel sticking around. All rise for tonight's edition of Kennedy's Court. Stop the hammering. It's been a long week of war and death. It's time to have a little bit of fun. Okay, here's how we're going to play. I'm going to read you some crazy crime stories. Mike Chase, he's going to be the defense attorney, and he's going to try and get these loonies off the hook. The other panelists, Leslie and Tim, they will act as jury and decide if the suspect is guilty or not guilty. As judge, I will deliver the final verdict. The three of ye, are you ready to get started?
Yes, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, Mike, here's case number one. How would you defend this? Florida woman charged with criminal mischief for breaking a bathroom sink while fornicating with a friend in a restaurant bathroom. 37-year-old Catherine Trammell and an unidentified male asked to leave a restaurant when they were caught fooling around in the bathroom. They sat at the bar and later returned to the bathroom to continue the romp. This time, they broke the sink, causing $500 in damages. What a hot pot of coffee she is, huh, Mike?
Yeah, I would say so. But look, COVID protocols are confusing for everybody, all right? We're supposed to be using protection. We're supposed to be washing all the time. I think all public sex should be done in the sink so that you can wash up immediately and even during. So I'm going to write this one off to COVID. I think $500 is a small price to pay to make sure everybody's being totally safe during COVID public sex.
I mean,
not guilty.
Clearly that's what they were doing. They were just washing things, Leslie. Guilty or not guilty?
I'm going to say not guilty. There's a Mile High Club, so why not a restaurant bathroom club as well? I'm going to agree with the attorney on this.
Yeah, a little sea-level grope. Tim?
I'm assuming that they're lawfully married, so not guilty.
Yeah, it doesn't say here, but you know what, Tim? I will also assume best intentions and a meretricious relationship. So, not guilty. You two are free to continue the clean romp. Good job, kids. All right, case number two. Here we go, Mike. Connecticut man charged with with faking a positive COVID test to avoid a court hearing. 31-year-old Junior Jump. Oh my God, that's a great name. He was set to appear before a judge for charges of breaching the peace. The day before his court date, he submitted fake COVID test results to the judge, who then postponed his hearing. He's now facing new charges of forgery and fabricating evidence. Oh, poor Junior Jump with two P's. Mike.
Look, what was he supposed to say? Was he supposed to say, I can't come because I got hurt on a broken sink in a bathroom last night and I can't make it to court? I don't think that's going to fly. Right. Yeah. Exactly. With my wife at the dive bar club. No, I look, the facts here are very important. If you read the charges in this case, he actually didn't say he was COVID positive. He just sent a screenshot of what appeared to be a positive COVID test. Oh. The fact that the prosecutor inferred that that meant he was COVID positive, you know, look, that's too much of a logical leap. But my client did not say that he was COVID positive, not guilty.
That's really interesting. Yes, because, you know, in your first philosophy class, you learn the difference between implying and inferring. And maybe he didn't imply that he was COVID positive, but the prosecutor inferred that. Shame on them for not doing their homework. Leslie, guilty or not guilty?
Judge.
Yes, well, it's at least I can do. Leslie?
No, I say guilty. It's like cheating. I tell my kid, deception is deception, cheating is cheating. It's all wrong. He sent the positive test to get out of a responsibility that he had. I'm sorry, my violence stays in the case. He's guilty.
All right. Tim?
Yeah, he's guilty. Some of us got COVID positive tests the right way, which is going out and partying until we actually got COVID. He's trying to cheat. No way. Guilty.
I don't know, man. He is trying to reform the criminal justice system, and I have to give him credit for that. I'm going to say not guilty. Sorry. All right. Case number three. Home invader, singular, eats shrimp, takes bath, leaves $200 to apologize for broken window. Terrell Christensen was armed with an AR-style rifle when he broke into a New Mexico house, ate, took a bath, ate from the fridge. The homeowner returned. He was sitting in a chair. He apologized, put $200 in cash on the chair and left. He was arrested. Guilty or not guilty? How do you defend him, Mike?
Your Honor, you know that I do not just take my cases lightly and sit behind a desk. You know that I research my cases meticulously. I go out to my crime scenes. And here, I'm going to introduce pictures of the fact that this homeowner had one of those stupid doormats that said welcome. We go into the kitchen, had one of those signs that said eat, right? You know, those, and finally, it's time for these people with those stupid signs to pay the price. When this guy went in, look, some shrimp and some drinks were on the menu. A bath is a next logical step. Not guilty for too much signage.
Too much signage. We got to go quick. Leslie and Tim. Leslie, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty because of the weapon.
Tim?
Not guilty because of the weapon.
Not guilty because of the weapon. Well done, panel. Mike, Leslie, and Tim, thank you guys so much.